Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
And your Lord of Pennies is here as well. Say hello, Satsu.
Hello, Satsu.
I am your Lord of Pain, the Ranting Monkey, and we are gonna give you a show tonight.
Oh my God, it sounds like we're at a monster truck rally or something.
It's fun though, right?
I guess.
A show.
A show. Yeah, I wasn't promising much more about that.
Yeah, no, this will not be a running theme, guys. Don't worry. Everything else will go back to shit starting tomorrow.
Real quick over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much, Jenna. That's very generous of you. Who says, happy late birthday to you. You live in a zoo. You smell like a monkey. You look like one too. Happy belated birthday. Do something fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I will try to figure out something fun to do with that. I'm sure with my imagination, I will come up with something. Satsu, how are you tonight?
I am Wonder Great.
Wonder Great is good. And Scribbles, how are you?
Man, do I have a story.
Cool.
I can either tell it now or later. I guess it depends on if you want to take the time.
Either way, it's your choice. It's up to you, my friend.
All right, I will keep it brief then. So just before I logged onto the stream, I was almost late, as Satsu Monkey know. I was calling the phone company to get something taken off of my bill that I didn't use, because why pay for something you don't use? And so the guy on the other end, he says, "Okay, can I get your name, sir?" And I give my name and spell it out. And and then there's this pause, and he says, "Well, thank you so much for that great memory." And I'm like, "I'm sorry." And he begins to tell me how I have a relatively unique last name. And he says, I have an uncle who had that same last name. And in fact, more likely than not, we're related.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, because the Scottish stuff. Anyway, so prior to him saying that, he sounded like your average, you're talking to a customer service representative, very smooth sales pitch kind of voice and all this other stuff. He starts telling me the life story of his uncle. Oh. and he starts fumbling over his words. And I don't know if it's nervousness or whatever else, but suddenly I'm his best friend or something. And so he just starts telling me all these stories about his uncle. And I'm standing there going like, can I get back to my bill? I can't believe I'm saying that. But no, I mean, he was very sincere, and he talked about how his uncle passed away, and he was this guy, and he did all these things, and he was a great person, and there was like hundreds and hundreds of people at his funeral, and he had all this other stuff. And I'm just going like, it's interesting making a connection with somebody randomly like that. It's the second weird thing to happen to me today, actually, in that regard, but I'll tell that one later, maybe. But I was just kind of like, I got to go. I really got to go. Your life story or your uncle's life story is fine, but I really got to go. And we might be cousins somehow, but I don't care. So it was just kind of like, let's go. And finally it was done. And I'm here.
Terry Diamandis, thank you. I suppose Light is a relatively uncommon surname.
You're right. It is. I
was thinking, since you said Scottish, that your last name was Haggis.
Something like that.
It's Scribe Haggis.
Scribe Haggis? So I'm stuffed inside of a sheep's stomach?
Yes.
Scraggus Haggis.
No, not Scraggus. Sweetest than Scraggus. No. We'll be best friends.
Oh, man.
Anyway, how are you, Monkey?
Oh, thank you.
How are you, Monkey?
I'm very well, Scribe. Thank you so much. I had a wonderful day of not sleeping, which, as you two know, that's not good for me. Since we last talked, I got about 3 hours. It's going to be a fun one, guys. Gonna be a fun one, whether we mean it to be or not.
Sleep is for the weak.
With that, guys, indeed. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button, and for God's sakes, like the stream, y'all, because it needs to be done. Also, if you have not voted over on the Twitter, we have to make Sinatra lose, because it's Sinatra, for fuck's sake. There's a poll going on over there of who is always right. Even if you think I'm always wrong, you can't let Sinatra be always right. This is a matter of pride for us, for the show.
Do you want to side with racism? I don't think so.
Do you want to side with Ghost Poo over Lords of the Night? No, of course not. So bring that shit back. Diesel Dave, thank you so much. I'll be lucky enough if I can find enough people to carry my coffin. Ouch.
Jesus.
That makes me. Your super chat makes me sad. Three-sided coin, thank you. Bullshit. Lights go back 2,000 years to the birth of Christ.
That's right.
Well played, sir. With that, is there anything else we need to get into before we get into the news here? We don't have a game stream tonight, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, I'm actually descended from the Lightbringers.
Oh. I'm descended from the monkeys.
Yeah. Well, I voted for Drunken Uncle. It's Scribble's uncle, actually. No. I am no relation to a pineapple. Thank you. No. Scottish, not Hawaiian. Despite the happy, upbeat tone that you introduced the show with, I wanted to get the first story, the saddest story, out of the way.
Let's do the sad stuff first, Scribe.
All right. Well, guess what, everybody? Our suspicions were correct, and that little boy was murdered by his parents.
Of course he fucking was.
Fuck.
Or at least his parents have been charged with the murder. I'll just say, innocent until proven guilty. But missing Illinois boy, AJ Friend, I found out that's how you pronounce his last name, not Freund, but Friend, found dead, and his parents are charged with murder. Was he found inside the house by any chance?
Shoot them both.
The body of a 5-year-old boy reported as missing last week was found wrapped in plastic in a shallow grave on Wednesday, and his parents have been charged with murder, police said. Now, I watched, we talked about this the other day, and after the Chris Watts case last year, I made it a point to go find the news footage of them interviewing the parents to see if there was something suspicious about any of that. There really wasn't. It was very brief and everything else. So I was kind of like, I don't see anything completely out of place, except for the wife was kind of like, I don't know, crocodile tears, maybe a little bit. Hard to say. But anyway, yeah, that was the only other part. Crystal Lake Police Chief Jim Black said police interviewed the parents of Andrew A.J. Friend overnight after information was obtained through forensic analysis of their cell phone data. The parents, Andrew Friend Sr. and Joanne Cunningham, then provided information that ultimately led to the recovery of AJ's body in Woodstock, Illinois, about 10 miles from their home in Crystal Lake. They both face charges of first-degree murder, aggravated battery, and aggravated domestic battery, and failure to report a missing or child death. Friend Sr. also faces charges of concealment of homicidal death. The cause of death is unknown at this time. Quote, to AJ's family, it is my hope that you may have some solace in knowing that AJ is no longer suffering and his killers have been brought to justice, the police chief said. Either results of physical abuse, I'm assuming, or, some kind of, beating, I'm guessing. 5-year-old kid, fucking monsters, throw them in a box forever. Bye.
It's fucked up, son.
All right. Well, it wasn't much of a mystery when it was a mystery to me, but it's not a mystery anymore. Moving on, let's go into something funny.
Sure.
Why not? We're a roller coaster here at the Lords of the Night. We give you all the lows and take you to all the highs that are completely legal in every state, except maybe Washington, D.C. D.C.'s not a state. UPS received 667... it's important, decks of playing cards to be sent to state senator who said nurses play cards at work.
Real quick, Michael, thank you so much. This story is so sad. Time for a joke. Jews. Okay, so they sent the playing cards to... Okay.
Before I get to that, that reminds me of a joke. I'll tell a joke, try to lift up the mood even more. Several years ago, after my sister got out of college, she lived with me for about a year as she saved up money to get her own place. And on a regular basis, we would go to the grocery store, of course, and get groceries. And I had a list with me on this one day, and I'm looking down the list, and we've already gotten, the milk and the water and something. And I look at the list and I say, okay, we have to do something about this juice situation. And she says, that's no way to talk about the Holocaust. And everybody turned to look at me and I just about died. But anyway, moving on from that, a UPS store says they have received 667 packages of playing cards addressed to a Washington state senator who said nurses, quote, probably play cards for a considerable amount of the day, according to CNN affiliate Como News. Wait, one UPS store? Okay, this is all done by one person then, probably. I thought it was like from all over the place. Republican State Senator Maureen Walsh apologized on Monday after facing a backlash for comments she made debating a bill, HB 1155, that would provide uninterrupted meal and rest breaks and mandatory overtime for nurses and certain healthcare employees. Walsh said last Tuesday on the Senate floor, quote, by putting these types of mandates on a critical access hospital that literally serves a handful of individuals, I would submit to you those nurses probably do get breaks. They probably play cards for a considerable amount of the day, unquote. An open letter posted by Facebook user Shy Bratton called for people to send a deck of cards to the senator and included her P.O. box. Oh, okay. The letter reads, quote, I don't know any nurses who play cards, Senator Walsh. I know nurses who care for babies who are born with their spines on the outside of their bodies and brains that won't stop bleeding. Ugh, I know nurses who hold infants that can't stop crying because they were born addicted to heroin and methamphetamines. The letter is signed, one of the millions of people who love a nurse. Matt O'Connor, a spokesperson for UPS, told CNN, quote, we don't disclose customer information. When asked to confirm the report of the 667 decks of cards sent to the UPS in Tumwater, Washington, Walsh issued a lengthy statement on Monday apologizing and said, quote, I was tired and in the heat of argument on the Senate floor, I said some things about nurses that were taken out of context, but they still crossed the line. No, come on, lady. If you're going to apologize, apologize. Give me a break.
What is out of context about that?
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing out of context about what you said. Just
yeah, it's a pretty ridiculous statement to make, especially as broad as that one. But how many of those nurses you think were playing cards when she said it and was like, what? How dare that bitch?
How dare you?
Because I'm sure there are some. Like, I know everyone in the world is just like, nope, no nurse has ever touched a card in their life. You're wrong, bitch. And I'm just like, really?
Yeah,
I've seen it.
They hear that on the radio and they go, that bitch. Then they turn back to their friends and say, go fish.
Right. How many books you got?
I'll take 2.
Let's see. Moving on from that, how about some Trump news?
Yeah.
You like Trump news?
No.
Oh, okay. Deutsche Bank begins process of providing Trump financial records to New York's Attorney General. I'm assuming it's the Trump organization and not his personal ones, but I don't know. Deutsche Bank has begun the process of providing financial records to New York State Attorney General in response to a subpoena for documents related to loans made to President Donald Trump and his business, according to a person familiar with the production.
Ooh, that's different.
Production? Are you talking about a movie set?
That makes it sound all like fancy.
Yeah. Last month, the Office of New York Attorney General Letitia James issued subpoenas for records tied to funding for several Trump Organization projects. The state's top legal officer opened a civil probe after Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, testified to Congress in a public hearing that Trump had inflated his assets. Well, now, that's a surgery. Never mind. Cohen at that time presented copies of financial statements he said had been provided to Deutsche Bank. The New York Attorney General's office declined to comment. Okay. The bank is in the process of turning over documents, including emails and loan documents related to Trump International Hotel in Washington, D.C., the Trump National Doral Miami, okay, the Trump International Hotel and Tower in Chicago, and the unsuccessful effort to buy the NFL's Buffalo Bills. Okay. A spokeswoman for Deutsche Bank declined to comment. So the Attorney General's declined to comment, Deutsche Bank's declined to comment, but the person familiar with the production is your one source on this. Okay.
Familiar with the production.
Familiar with the production. That's okay. The bank is already the subject of a joint investigation between the House Financial Services and Intelligence Committees into Trump's businesses and money laundering.
Say what?
What? Let's try that again. The bank is already the subject. So Deutsche Bank is already the subject of a joint investigation between the House Financial Services and Intelligence Committees into Trump's businesses and money laundering. I must have missed the part where he's been accused of money laundering.
Alleged money laundering? Let me help you out there, guys.
Okay, there's a story from January 25th they linked to here. I'm just curious because maybe, obviously I missed this. House Democrats gearing up for fresh investigations into President Donald Trump's businesses and money laundering involving Russia are setting their sights on the German lender Deutsche Bank. Oh, what?
They're trying to get him for money laundering.
Yeah, obviously so. That's a new one. I had not heard that one, or I don't remember hearing that one before. So, okay, well, that's going on. So, yeah, that's happening.
That's happening.
That's happening. Did you read Three-Sided Coin Super Chat Monkey?
Maybe. Where is it? Oh no, I didn't. Why can't Scribe stop talking about dead and mutilated kids? Spine on the outside, Shutter.
Yeah, well, first off, Shutter is with 2 Ds, not 2 Ts, unless you're talking about a camera.
Hang on.
And I stopped talking about it as soon as the article stopped talking about it, because I read it as it's written, as they say.
As you say.
Yes, as I say. And as my T-shirts say, if you get one of my T-shirts. And the last one I had pulled up, because today was kind of a slow news day, all things considered. If there's something else is jumping out, I'll put it up here. But this is a unique article that I came across, because not only is it written by our favorite friend at CNN, Chris Cillizza, but it is also co-written, I should say, by Harry Enton.
Oh, that moron.
Now, if you guys don't remember who Harry Enton is, you'll have to go back onto my channel, onto my Lords of the Night streams playlist, and find the stream titled The Worst CNN Article Ever, or something to that effect, which is a couple weeks back. Sinatra was a guest that night. Harry Enton, like Chris Cillizza, was one of the super geniuses who predicted that Hillary Clinton would have a landslide win in 2016, and then went on to have jobs at CNN, both of them. So when I see both of them on here, I know this is going to be quality.
Thank you, Darkshade. Whisper white tax?
What? White tax?
I don't know.
Oh, is that money laundering? Is that what you're referring to?
Oh, probably.
Okay.
Would you be surprised?
Let's see. Jenna P says, Scribbles, no birthday money for you. I have the T-shirt. Yes, I know. I saw the picture. I appreciate it. Glad you like it. All right, so here we go. With the dynamic duo, they want us to know that Bernie Sanders is the new #1 in our 2020 Democratic rankings.
All right.
I had Kamala Harris up there for months, Chris and Harry Enton. But now it's Bernie. Even though Joe Biden's going to announce tomorrow, Bernie is it today.
Maybe they're doing that now so they can prep to say that Joe Biden is next.
So above the article, before it begins, in parentheses, it reads this. This is the 11th edition of our power rankings.
There you go.
Democrats most likely to get their party's presidential nomination in 2020. 11. So this is your 11th iteration, huh? Wow, you guys are really sure about what you're doing.
Weren't there first like 2 or 3 Biden and Bernie at the top in both of them?
You know, I would love to do a like their last one was Pete Buttigieg was it to move to the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as of April 11th, it was Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden at the top 2. Kamala Harris was 3. But I know that we have spoken several times of them ranking Kamala Harris up at the top. So
yeah, she's usually 3 or 4. With Warren was up there several times, and Warren's the one who jumps the most on their predictions.
Okay.
And with these two, I just want to point this out. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is predictions. This is not like polling. This is not like 538 or something where they're going. This is these two idiots deciding because of what they see on TV. You know, the TV that they work for.
Well, here's the thing. If they keep changing the number one spot over the course of the next several months, eventually they might end up having one of them be correct.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
they're gonna cycle through everybody who even gets the slightest amount of attention, so they can say we were right no matter what. At some point, we said it was them.
No matter who wins, they'll be like, we knew it.
Bernie Sanders has been running for president for the last 4-ish years straight.
True.
Okay. So we have to make sure that every time we have a statement from these guys, we have to consider it as its own thing, because that's the game with these two, especially Harry Enton. In the wake of his closer than expected primary loss to Hillary Clinton in 2016, Sanders kept his massive grassroots organization active and made sure anyone and everyone knew that he wasn't done with this whole national politics thing. I mean, like not leaving his job as a senator.
Except he didn't.
Yeah.
There was a time when people were like, is he actually going to run?
Yeah, that's where is Bernie in? There was questions. Hell, Chris, I think even had an article talking about whether Bernie was going to run or not before he did.
This dude's a douche. I just want to throw that out there.
Well, there's two brains involved here, though, so it's only half douchey.
Okay,
but
these guys are douches.
yeah. But as of late, for the first time in more than 1,000 days as an official and unofficial candidate. Wait. What?
Don't ask questions, man.
Sanders has climbed to the top of the mountain. He is, as of today, the leader of the Democratic 2020 pack, according to our updated power rankings. Why? Well, lots of reasons, but here are a few. Number one, that national organization built over the last 4 years and assiduously maintained by Sanders and his Policia allies. Wait, is that a misspelling or is that you guys trying to be fancy? Politica. I think you left off an L, because I don't know if politica allies. I think you mean political.
Real quick, thank you, Dark Shade. Strikes avant-garde pose, whispers white tax.
And his Politica allies is more robust than anything any other candidates in the race, including Joe Biden, who's set to announce Thursday, have at the moment. Okay, I'll grant you that, since he ran before and the mailing lists are probably still mostly good. Sure. Number two, Sanders is likely to raise the most money of anyone in the field.
Based on
is he? He brought in north of $18 million in the first 3 months of 2019, with 84% of those contributions coming in at under $200. But didn't Trump bring in something like $40 million or something?
I'm not sure of the numbers. I haven't been looking.
That was the biggest total of any 2020 Democrat, and there's every reason to think he can keep it up. He raised $237 million for his 2016 race against Clinton. Yeah, when it was basically him and her running for the majority of the time, whereas you've got 20 fucking people running at present. Plus, probably more. Number three, his path to the nomination is the easiest to see, with Iowa's caucuses dominated by liberals and his geographic proximity to New Hampshire.
What?
Let me try that again. His path to the nomination is the easiest to see, with Iowa's caucuses dominated by liberals and his geographic proximity to New Hampshire.
If that were true, that would have been the same in fuck off. Look, you have everybody trying to out Bernie right now.
Yes.
You're calling it...
Well, speaking of which, the next point is Sanders' liberalism, once considered radical, is now very much en vogue within the party. And he's been in that space for a very long time. Yeah. Again, the mantle of frontrunner is a tough thing to pin down. Yeah, it's taken you 11 iterations to get here. Most voters remain largely disengaged from the primary process so far and may not truly focus on the race until late this year or early 2020. because there's no reason to. We only do so because we read the news every night and we find it entertaining. But seriously, all the primary debates and everything else, it's going to winnow the field by New Hampshire for sure, when we have the first primary in New Hampshire in February next year. But yeah, we really shouldn't be giving a shit about anything until we get to New Hampshire and afterwards. That'll really tell you where things stand.
The debates will give us a clue. We'll start seeing them drop probably after the July debate.
Yes. Yeah.
Real quick, Cryptic, thank you. Democrats aren't liberal. They're full-on commie. A lot of them are. And that's what they're actually talking about with the Bernie liberalism. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Scribe.
That's fine. Our rankings, however, are aimed at capturing a moment in time. Well, there's some cover for yourselves. Who, if the primary fight began today, would be best positioned to win? And the answer to that question is the senator from Vermont. Below, the other 9 people with the best chances of winning the Democratic nod next year, ranked by their chances at victory. As of today, says these guys. Okay. Number 1, Bernie Sanders. Number 2, Joe Biden. Number 3, Kamala Harris. Number 4, Pete Buttigieg. Number 5, Beto O'Rourke.
Oh, wait. He works for CNN, doesn't he?
Both of them do. Wait, who?
These 2 idiots who wrote this.
Oh, yeah, Saliza and Enton, yes.
Okay. The other night, they had the 5 people on CNN doing the town hall meetings. I'm using air quotes. The 5-hour Democratic National Committee commercial.
Yeah.
When it came to Buttigieg, the ratings dropped so low, they're not even worth mentioning. Seriously. Going up through Harris, I mean, you had 1 million. Let's see. I forget what Klobuchar had, but it was like
Klobuchar.
Whatever. Klingon bitch. She had like 600,000, and then it moved into 1 million for Bernie, Elizabeth, and Harris. They were all over 1 million. They actually won their spots for the 25 to 54 category.
Yeah.
And then you get to Buttigieg, and it drops off so bad that they don't even use the 100,000s anymore.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, Chris, pay attention to what your own fucking channel's telling you.
Let's see. So Pete Buttigieg, number 4, and apparently he's gone up 1 spot since the last estimate. Basically, it looks like Pete Buttigieg and Beto O'Rourke switched places. So Beto used to be 4, now Pete's 4, and Beto's 5. Elizabeth Warren is at number 6. She's up 2 spots from the last one. Amy Klobuchar is number 7, down 1 spot. Cory Booker is number 8, down 1 spot. Kirsten Gillibrand is, I guess, still where she was the last time. And Julian Castro is at number 10. And then they go into details of each candidate down the list. I'm going to jump down to Kamala Harris. I'm going to read Kamala Harris's and Joe Biden's, and then we'll call it even. So Kamala Harris is at number 3. Out of the 5 back-to-back 2020 candidate town halls CNN hosted Monday night, the California senator's performance was the least impressive. Okay, I didn't watch him, so I don't know. Harris seemed to dodge any difficult question with a standard, quote, "we should have that conversation," unquote, line that left you not really sure if she had a hard and fast opinion. And her refusal to say what she thought felons currently in jail whether she thought felons currently in jail should have the right to vote, Sanders has said they should, forced her campaign to clarify the following day that she does not think they should be able to do so. Still, Harris has the profile, the money, and the early state organizations to go the distance, even if she is drafting off the 2 leaders right now. Okay.
Are you kidding? Oh, God.
Yeah.
I just want to give you real quick. Thank you, Cryptic. But he had a big hurdle. I want to give you the numbers. I pulled up that article, okay? These are overall views for CNN. For Amy Klingon, she had 869,000 viewers. Elizabeth Warren, 1.18. Bernie Sanders, 1.33. Kamala Harris, 1.44. Those are millions, guys. Pete Buttigieg, 1,179. Not millions, not thousands. 1,179. He's their number 4, y'all. The fuck are you talking about, Chris? Harris beat Sanders on your own goddamn network by over 100,000. What the fuck are you talking about?
Other things.
Let's see. So, closing it up, Joe Biden. The case for the former vice president is simple to make. Biden continues to lead national polls with about 30% of the vote. Well-known candidates in that position at this point in the nomination process have won about a third to 2/5 of the time. And now my phone is beeping at me. Am I staying or am I going? Every night I got to check this now because that's just reality. I'm fine. Good. Okay. Have won about a third to 2/5 of the time, which is a pretty decent chance in a field of 20. Biden has seen some decay in his favorable ratings over the last month, but still is the most popular Democrat. Our question is whether Democrats really want Biden once they see him running. He is a gaffe machine and is, despite being his former vice president, not Obama. Chris, as far as gaffe machines go, you and Harry might want to stop throwing stones. Just saying. But
well, it takes one to know one, so.
Anyway, that's all the news I had fit to print.
Biden and Sanders right now have name recognition. That's why they do so well in the national polls for two reasons. One, Biden was the vice president, and Bernie was the runner-up in the last election's primaries. Once everything gets going, once it's more than just these two idiots talking, we'll actually see what flushes out. And I don't think Biden and Bernie have staying power because they're both old white men. Thank you, Terry Diamandis. Scribe should consult the Clash about whether he should stay or he should go. Well done. And to somebody like me who likes politics, it offends me that these two idiots are talking about it when they obviously have no idea what they're talking about.
The other thing that Bernie does have going for him, at least in a sentimental sense, I think on the left, is the sense that he got a raw deal the last time because of the DNC emails and everything else. Now, the argument could be made that Hillary would have won anyway, even without whatever the DNC was doing behind the scenes. But regardless, it's still seen as a sore spot that he was sidelined by his own party.
Well, so, don't a lot of people on the left deny that happened, though?
Yeah. But it's fair. I mean, if you look at what Donna Brazil did, taking the questions and feeding them to Hillary's campaign, there's probably a whole bunch of stuff we don't even know about. The conversation with Bill, etc., by the former prosecutor and all that. Anyway, that is bubbling under the surface for Bernie's base, as it were. Now, will it be enough to turn the tide? Probably not. But that's part of the reason why I think a lot of people are looking at him, because he might have been the guy. It's like he gets a second chance, and the DNC is on notice that they can't really do anything to him this time without being really put in the shitter.
No, I see what you're saying. I think because there are still some hardcore Bernie bros out there. I occasionally run into them on the Twitter machine. But Bernie doesn't have a chance.
No.
Unless something really weird happens. The press is quite obviously favoring Kamala right now. They love her. Hillary 2.0. But yeah, I don't see these two old white dudes going the distance.
I still think Booker is the comeback kid on. He has the potential. If he on that debate stage, if he can trounce these guys with his, I mean, if you ever, there's a documentary called Street Fight, I think it was called, and it dealt with Booker running for mayor of Newark. Mm-hmm. And if he brings the kind of passion, even if sometimes he goes off into Spartacus land, if he brings the kind of passion and eloquence he is capable of onto the debate stage, he's going to knock over several of his contenders, and he has the potential to really make a run for it, I think. But we'll see. That's not a Chris Cillizza prediction. I'm just saying what little I know of the candidates, Booker has more to him than is being revealed yet. And if he's holding back until he gets his stage, he's making a smart move.
I don't think he's holding back. I think he hasn't got the press coverage to show it. And I
Mm.
think once it gets to the debate stage where you don't get to just favor Kamala,
Yeah.
I think he really does have the potential. He's also one of the few who hasn't come out and just gone, yeah, fuck it. I'm a fucking commie. What do you guys want? I'm a commie. What should I give you? Yeah, so we'll see what happens. These two, do not take any of your political predictions from these two idiots. And I don't mean my co-host here. I mean Chris and that other.
Thanks.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Clearing that up.
But yeah, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That was all for the news.
That's all I had.
All right, guys, this is the time where we take a look at these stories that are interesting to you. Hit us up at the hashtag MSS News over on the Twitter machine, and we'll do our best to get to the stories that you send us because we like you a lot. Scribe?
Let's see. So the first one comes from the original Shroom. He's advising read the 8th paragraph. Okay. Well, or at least read the headline first. This is from Politico. Biden sounds fundraising alarm in conference call. Okay. 8th paragraph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Biden on Thursday has his first large fundraiser at Comcast executive David Cohen's home in Philadelphia, along with former Governor Ed Rendell, former Philadelphia Mayor Michael Nutter, former State Senator Connie Williams, U.S. Senator Bob Casey, and Representatives Lisa Blunt of Rochester, Brendan Boyle. Lisa Blunt, Rochester, not of Rochester. Every time I say Rochester, I want to do a Jack Benny impression, like Rochester. But you guys don't know who that is. That's fine. Brendan Boyle, Matt Cartwright, Madeline Dean, Dwight Evans. Am I reading the right? You said paragraph 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that one paragraph was one sentence. My bad. I was a paragraph too far. Let me back up. So here's apparently the key paragraph. Let's see. This is from the conference call Biden had with his fundraising team. Quote, I get calls from people all over the world. World leaders are calling me, and they're almost begging me to do this to save the country, save the world, unquote, Biden said. One of the participants on the call stressed that Biden wasn't making it sound as though he has a messiah complex, but rather that world leaders are looking toward the Democratic Party to defeat Trump, whether it's Biden or another Democrat.
Back up. Wait. So he's having conversations with foreign leaders about our election?
Oh my God, Monkey. You know what that means.
He's breaking the law.
You've cracked the code.
Breaking the law.
Mr. Biden, you can't do that.
Yes, he can.
Not like that, he can't.
He just did.
I'm gonna just for posterity, I'm gonna read that again. I get calls from people all over the world. World leaders are calling me, and they're almost begging me to do this to save the country, save the world.
Yeah, that's the part right there. The world leaders. Mr. Biden, you can't do that.
No, the party got wrong. It's not save the country. It's save the cheerleader, save the world. Anyway.
Who sent that in? Shroom? Good catch,
Shroom.
man.
Yeah. Hey, Shroom, you should tweet that segment to Chris Cillizza.
Yeah, no shit.
And say, this is breaking the law. Is it
Hashtag collusion ?
There you go.
Tweet that to Elizabeth Warren.
Okay. This one comes from Frosted Glass. This is the Mary Sue, so keep that in mind. A talking raccoon is taken more seriously than women by male MCU fans.
Oh, fuck off.
This is by Rachel Leishman. I don't think that men realize just how much it sucks being a female fan of superheroes. I'm not saying they don't understand being mocked because they're nerds. They do, but even that nerddom is more universally accepted than a girl who likes the MCU.
It's not that, sweetie, so we don't care.
So imagine my shock as I listened on a radio show while a man praised Marvel for pushing boundaries and being innovative by having a star like Rocket Raccoon in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, while it was being used to mock DC's lack of faith in a female-led movie. Wait, DC's lack of faith in Wonder Woman? Wonder Woman 2? The Harley Quinn fucking movie coming out, Birds of Prey? What the fuck are you talking about?
She don't know.
DC's lack of faith in a female-led movie.
I guess they mean up until this point?
What? I'm honestly just befuddled. The comment also put into focus the fact that many male fans don't seemingly see a problem with Marvel's lack of female representation.
Nope.
Nope. Sorry. Most of the superheroes I grew up with were male.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you. A talking raccoon? That's genius and innovative and shows how Marvel was willing to do anything in 2014. Anything except have a female-led film, or LGBTQ plus characters, or really anything that would be outside the status quo in a truly meaningful way.
They took a big chance with Guardians.
Yes, they did.
Wait, that's Marvel fan my ass.
Yeah, you want to take the Guardians of the Galaxy were so far off the radar of what you would think of when you think of Marvel Comics. They are so in the comic books they are like up until this point, up until they got publicized for the movie, they were like E or F grade sort of superhero team off to the side somewhere. They were a footnote. Yeah, you got a super chat.
Thank you, Ebony Williams. Monkey, you seriously need fuck off merchandise. Given how much you use that phrase, you're probably not wrong. Just me going, fuck off. Look, Marvel took a huge chance even with the Avengers. That's not even the Avengers in comics are, if not B, they're definitely A minus.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, they had already given up Spider-Man and X-Men for money early on, so they revamped everything to do this with them. That whole thing was a chance, and then to turn around and go with Guardians for a major movie. Bitch, what are you talking about? You're a Marvel fan. This is why we don't take you seriously, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay, well, to be fair, the Spider-Man and X-Men licensing rights were committed by Avi Arad, and long before Kevin Feige or Marvel Studios even came into the picture. This was years ago, so I don't blame Disney or Marvel Studios for losing Spider-Man and X-Men.
No, I wasn't blaming them. I was just saying that's what happened, because in a perfect world, Marvel, there's no way Marvel goes with the Avengers first. If they had the rights to all of their characters, no way they go Avengers first.
Yeah, probably.
So, I mean, woman, they took so many chances. Thank you, Cryptic. Another Howard the Duck movie would be better than another SJW female movie.
Well, Cryptic, you should be happy to know that apparently Howard the Duck is in the works.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Leah Thompson, she who was in the first Howard the Duck movie, is really wanting to help make that movie. So
really.
Yes. Oh, I'm not even kidding. Yeah, she wants. I forget if she wants to be in it or produce it or direct or something. But yeah, she's been pushing that.
Good for her. I mean, that movie got bashed and it was a horrible movie. But I mean, that's kind of cool that there was a Guardians character that far. How many people even know that?
What about Howard the Duck?
That he's a Guardians of the Galaxy character.
Oh, Howard the Duck. Well, kind of.
But yeah,
anyway.
Shut up, woman. Just you. How many women do we have to put in movies? Shut up.
All right, moving on. Massive Dynamics sends us this one. Let's see. New York woman, 20, who lied about rapes, appears to roll her eyes in court as she's jailed for a year.
Oh, time out. I'm sorry. This is just an update. Do you guys remember the guy who was doing the RKO thing?
Yes, the kid and the fake crocodile and all that.
There's video footage of him out there with the judge being sentenced and everything.
Yeah.
You want to talk about some massive eye rolls? You need to watch this and look at the judge.
Oh, geez.
Rolling your fucking eyes at what this dumbass kid did. I'm sorry, I didn't. You said roll your eyes.
Yeah.
Reminded me. So, guys, look that up if you're interested in it. It is. You can actually see her thinking, "This motherfucker." But sorry, go ahead.
A woman who lied about being raped by two men during a college party appeared to roll her eyes in court as one of the victims talked about how the allegations affected his life. Oh, you bitch.
You cunt.
Nikki Jovino, 20, of South Setauket, New York, was sentenced Thursday in Bridgeport Superior Court to 3 years in prison, with the sentence suspended after she serves 1 year. Why?
Of course.
Because vagina.
Jovino pleaded guilty in June to misdemeanor charges of falsely reporting an incident and interfering with police. That is
an incident.
Okay. Yeah, if she hadn't been found out, what would those two guys have gotten?
Much longer than that.
Jovino was attending Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, when she reported being raped by two school football players, in the bathroom at an off-campus party in Bridgeport in October 2016. The two men both admitted to having sex with her, but said they encounter was consensual. I think I mean the encounter. So you had a threesome, okay? Jovino subsequently admitted making up the claims so she wouldn't lose a potential boyfriend. She got railed by two football players, and so she cried rape rather than lose her boyfriend that she cheated on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, potential boyfriend.
Although the players were never arrested, both of them withdrew from school while facing possible discipline, and one of them lost his football scholarship.
Jesus fuck.
God, this bitch.
Fuck
Quote,
that.
she admitted that she made up the allegation of sexual assault against the football players because it was the first thing that came to mind, and she didn't want to lose another male student as a friend and potential boyfriend, the arrest warrant affidavit said. During the sentencing hearing, Jovino appeared to roll her eyes and smirk at one of her victims, according to the Connecticut Post and the Law and Crime website. But her lawyer, Ryan O'Neill, denied she did and noted the judge did not comment on or reprimand her for the alleged behavior in court. I would have taken away that whole time, sentence suspended for that shit. It's like, no, you got 3 years flat now. Fuck. Malik St. Hilaire, who had not been identified until he came forward to speak at the sentencing hearing, said, quote, I went from being a college student to sitting at home being expelled with no way to clear my name, unquote. He added, quote, I just hope she knows what she has done to me. My life will never be the same. I did nothing wrong, but everything has been altered because of this, unquote.
Since she doesn't care.
She doesn't care. The second player, who remains unidentified, had a statement read by his lawyer, Frank Riccio, which detailed how he had suffered from depression, anxiety, and embarrassment after losing his scholarship and was now in $30,000 debt. The two players are moving forward with a civil suit against Jovino.
Good.
Speaking after the sentencing, O'Neill, the girl's lawyer, said it was, quote, a difficult day for Nikki and her family.
Aww.
And that, quote, her willingness to accept the plea deal reflects her accountability for what happened.
The plea, fuck off.
Yeah. If I was the judge and I saw her rolling her eyes at that point, I would have said, nope, suspended sentence is off the table. You get 3 years flat. Goodbye.
This is the kind of shit that makes me very scared to be the father of 20-year-old boys.
Yeah, and they can sue her civilly, but she doesn't have any money unless her parents have money or something. But even then, it's on her, not her parents. So they're not going to get anything out of it. Their lives are still fucked. This bitch.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. But in light of this horrible story and the fact that this is a terrible thing, I want to remind you that this is not a thing that happens.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Never happens.
Yeah, so don't let this story of this situation happening trick you into thinking it's a thing that happens, because it doesn't.
This one comes from Jack the motherfucking Cockring. Florida man says he punched an ATM for giving him too much cash. Oh, Jack. This is a story from 2017.
I still want to hear it.
It still sounds good.
All right, it's short. I'll read it. A Florida man told investigators he punched an automatic teller machine because it gave him too much cash. An arrest report says 23-year-old Michael Joseph Oleksic caused about $5,000 in damage to an ATM in at a Wells Fargo bank branch in Cocoa on November 29th. He was arrested December 22nd. An arrest report said that Oleksic told a bank manager he was angry that the machine was giving him too much money and he didn't know what to do because he was in a hurry for work. He apologized for the damage. $5,000 in damage. You punch. Either you have an amazing One Punch Man punch, or you're nuts. So
Yeah, I'm just like, what kind of fucking fist does this gentleman have?
Thank you, Orpheus. She didn't even have a vendetta against them personally. Rape was just a convenience excuse for her. Barely a thought. Exactly. What a callous cunt.
Oh my gosh. Chicago Mike sent this one. I know he sent it to me specifically. Even though it doesn't say so, I know this is for me.
Okay.
Kit Kat unveils first new permanent flavor in nearly 10 years. Can you guess what it is?
Dr. Pepper?
The Hershey Company announced Wednesday that the popular bars of chocolate-covered wafer will be available nationwide in mint cream and dark chocolate starting December 2019.
Cool.
But you don't like chocolate and mint, do you?
I don't, but I mean, if other people like it, good for them.
You're stepping on my gloating, monkey.
Oh man, I'm all about other people's happiness.
He's like, get upset about it.
God damn it, monkey. We have lore to maintain. Let's see. This one comes from Shrieking Ball Bag.
Okay.
All right. Sure, why not? Shrieking Ball Bag sends us this one. Teen sues Apple for $1 billion, blames facial recognition for wrongful arrests.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay. A young man from New York is suing Apple for $1 billion, claiming that a facial recognition system falsely connected him to a series of thefts, which caused him great humiliation, a missed midterm exam, and hours traveling to different states to prove he was innocent. Okay. In a bit of irony, the larceny thefts Ousmane Ba, if I'm probably fucking up that name, is accused of occurred at several Apple stores on the East Coast. To date, it's unclear if the suspect or suspects in those cases have been arrested. Ba, now 18, names Apple in Cupertino and security industry specialists in Culver City, both in California, as the defendants in federal court in the Southern District of New York. In a phone call, an Apple spokeswoman, got to be correct here, confirmed that the company doesn't use facial recognition technology in its stores, but wouldn't say more. Ba has been charged in multiple jurisdictions, including Delaware, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and New York, according to the lawsuit. 3 of the cases have been dropped, the suit said, but the one in New Jersey is still pending. In the suit, Ba claims his interim learner's permit, which does not have a photo, has either been lost or stolen, and that his ID may have been presented at an Apple store, erroneously connecting his name with the thief's face in the company's security system. That means every time the perpetrator walked into an Apple store, his face would register as Ba. Okay, well, if Apple's being truthful and they don't use facial recognition technology. So the suit notes that there were clear discrepancies in the suspect's height in a surveillance video of one of the thefts and the height listed on Ba's interim permit in one of the cases. But Apple, quote, accepted the information on the permit as true and ignored the possibility that a misidentification had been made due to human error, unquote.
Thank you, Cryptic. Was he Asian? We all look alike. You know, there was the problem with facial recognition technology when it was first coming out, is it couldn't recognize Asians because it couldn't pick up their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and they're like, this is racist. It wasn't. It's just, I mean, it's hard to do that.
Limitations of technology at the time, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, like I say, if Apple is being truthful and saying they don't use facial recognition technology in its stores, this guy's case falls apart immediately.
Yeah.
If someone who had stolen his identity or his identity was stolen or used by multiple people in multiple places, that's not necessarily Apple's fault.
True.
But anyway.
The way it was described, it doesn't sound like Apple's fault, actually.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they would have to show that the evidence used to accuse him of it came directly from Apple's footage and facial recognition. And if Apple, like I say, if Apple's being truthful, you don't have that connection there. And just because a whole bunch of robberies took place at Apple stores, does that mean that robberies or other things didn't take place at other places that just didn't identify it? That something doesn't quite track here. I'm not saying that the guy wasn't the victim of identity theft or anything, but I don't know. Okay, how many more you want me to do, Monkey?
Actually, we can wrap there because I'm not quite sure how long I'm going to rant here in a few minutes.
Okay.
So, guys, thank you so much for the submissions, and we're sorry if we didn't get to yours. Good luck next time. Which brings us to YouTube time. Satsu, what'd you do?
I uploaded my video making ribs today, and sorry I didn't make it to the premiere. I had my friend take me across town so I can get some stuff done, and I had forgotten that I actually clicked the publish button when I was making the thumbnail. I didn't even get the thumbnail done because I was in the process of making it, but apparently it saved while I was like putting in the information, and it just it played at the time that it was supposed to. So I didn't make it to the premiere, so sorry if anybody was in there looking for me. But that video came out. I've done just a tiny bit of editing or just kind of prepping for the next 2 videos that I'm going to be working on. And for everybody who's wondering, one of them is fried chicken. I know people's like, oh, where you go do the fried chicken video? And I'm just like, I can't have it in the top, 5 at least because you motherfuckers are degenerates. But anyway, that's what I'm working on right now. So that'll be coming out soon. And outside of that, just a whole bunch of other background stuff that I'm working on.
Cool. All right. Sorry, I'm making a snarky comment over on the Twitter. Give me just a second.
Who, you? Okay.
I know, right? Who to thunk it? I did, what is today? Today's Wednesday. So there was no game stream last night. Again, guys, no game stream tonight. But I did do a monkey in the morning around 5 o'clock this morning. It was a good one, and you should check that out. But I will also be on Comic Book Curation over on Polydub's channel right after this.
Oh, I've been wanting to be on that show for a very long time.
Yeah, he's like openly and verbally said so on several occasions.
Well, yeah, and they want you. They really do. And they actually mentioned that again, that you guys had talked about maybe doing a one-off show over on a Sunday. So you should talk with Polly to get his shit out.
I could stay up late one night, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I hadn't been able to do it before because we used to do the game streams on Wednesdays. But since we've ended those, I was like, dude, hey, look, I can do it tonight. So, yeah, we're going to do that tonight. So if you want more monkey in your life, you can catch me over there right after this. Scribbles, what have you been up to?
Well, first off, because of a comment Monkey made earlier today on Twitter, whatever video I do next, the title will begin with, "This video is about," and plainly say what the subject of the video is. Because apparently I'm lousy for algorithms when it comes to the titles I pick. But in that vein, God forbid, I have found another TEDx talk. They're very difficult to find, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
I won't give away which one this is. There are lots of them, or what the subject is about. But let's just say that I'll tell you right now, the title of the video, as I currently imagine it, subject to change, will be, "This video is about racism as a virtue." That is about as clear a definition as I can give you right now. And it's a little annoying listening to this person talk. I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet, so maybe they'll surprise me, but we shall see. But that is, I've already started scripting that a little bit. I'm chipping away at it, not trying to push too hard. I'd like to take my time. And yeah, that's about it.
All righty. That brings us on to the fuck it tree. Satsu, do you have fucketry tonight?
No, not any that I can think of.
Okay, Scribbles.
I got one or two things here from the wonderful world of Twitter. Let me find my list here. So there was a tweet today from Eric Swalwell.
Ooh, what's he up to?
Who is if I'm not mistaken, he's the latest Democrat. Wait, is he a Democrat or wait? Maybe I'm
Swalwell, yeah.
Yeah, he just announced his presidential candidacy, Swalwell, and this was his tweet. He says, "Spoiler alert: I'm a white man.
Oh yeah,
I know where I can't speak to someone else's experience, and I pledge to 1, pass the mic, 2, ask a woman to serve as VP." And I responded, "Spoiler alert. If you truly believe in the essence of what you are saying, you wouldn't be running for the highest office in the land, being that you're a white man. And making a woman inherently subservient to your position? What a misogynist. Hashtag me too."
Eric, come on, man.
Yeah, that was amazing. I was like, well then, you honestly, at one of these town hall meetings with Beto or this guy or whatever else, I really want to see somebody posit to them, how do you feel legitimate in running for this office given the fact that you have admitted to your white privilege? How is anything you've accomplished in life to this point legitimate and commend you to the position if you actually believe what you are saying?
You know what?
Somebody to say that.
I can craft the best answer you could ever give to that situation, and it will be accepted, and it will be fine.
Okay, challenge accepted. You go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Not right now. I mean, unless you already have it.
Oh, I do have it.
Oh, okay. What's the answer?
This is the perfect answer you can give in that situation.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Currently,
yes,
in the America that we live in now,
yes,
people of color and disenfranchised people do not possess the current power in order to make the change necessary. So I am using my privilege to do it in their stead.
Oh, Satsu.
He's got to win it. Yeah, he's
damn,
not wrong.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is leveraging the soft bigotry of low expectations, but
that's fine. That's their base. Though. They like that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And the only other one that I had is one that a lot of people have, including probably Monkey. Jamila Jamil.
Oh God, yes, that was one of mine. Let's do this bit.
All right, we can segue into yours from this one because this is my last one. She posted today on Twitter, "Being a woman and leaving your house feels like rolling the dice on your life. Sometimes it's even scary being in your house. It's exhausting, draining, tedious to always feel like a target." And I said, "It's the dust bunnies. They're waiting, I tell you." Anyway, that's the extent of my fucketry for today.
We talked about this on Monkey in the Morning, so you might hear me repeat myself. I apologize. This is what feminism has done to this woman. She is a Hollywood starlet.
Is she? What's she been?
Yeah, she's followed by Ryan Reynolds because she was in Deadpool 2, from what I hear.
Oh, did she play Domino?
I'm not sure who she played, but she came over here from the UK to be. We went through some of her other tweets.
Okay.
But she came over here to be famous, and she made it happen. But if you look at her her profile, what is it? It says, hang on, feminist in progress.
Oh no.
Feminist in progress.
Oh Lord.
And her pinned tweet. Let me bring that up here because this fucking bitch. Come here, Jamil. Come here. I want to see you. It's never too late to check yourself and right your wrongs. I used to be a slut, shamey, judgmental, and my feminism wasn't intersectional enough.
Oh no.
Nobody is born perfectly woke. Listen, read, learn, grow, change, and make room for everyone. We aren't free till all of us are free. She woke as fuck.
Yeah, my comment to that was I changed being a woman to being a paranoid human, and I was like, fixed it.
There's no reason For you. Oh, I'm sorry. I was told I missed a super chat. Did I? Which one?
I didn't see one.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dark Shade. Yeah, this was way up there. Feathery fun bags.
Oh, I did see that one.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I'm not sure why I didn't say it out loud. I apologize. I'm sorry about that, Dark Shade. But there's no reason for you to feel like that, especially in your own fucking home. Here's the thing, women. This is true. You can look it up. You are far more likely to be attacked if you're a man. Far more likely. It's like 10 times more likely. So you're much safer than we are to go out of the house. Could something happen? Sure. But if that's how you're going to live your life, you're going to have a really, really horrible life.
Well,
Stop it.
I don't think she is, though. I feel like she was like, what would be the perfect statement to to virtue signal and show that I am a part of the movement and I understand. Oh, this. And then she goes out with her sunglasses and her little purse or whatever and struts down the street like ain't got a care in the world because she's rich and doesn't care about any of that bullshit.
Well, what it means is that there's nowhere she can't go where she's not a victim.
Right. And we've seen this from feminists before. You know, we have to be on our guard all the time. Every man is a potential rapist. No, calm down. Most of the world, and for the sake of fairness, this doesn't just happen to women. There are people who, I mean, like something you get robbed one time, and it's like you suddenly just don't want to go out of your house because. But these are people who've never had anything happen to them. They just hear it could happen, and like, no, calm down. You're letting you're feminist agoraphobic.
Or you might be suffering from paranoid delusions or something. In that case, you want to get some therapy.
Or
in either case,
the more likely answer is she's just full of shit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dark Shade. Misdiagnosed agoraphobia. Why do I keep doing that? Agoraphobia.
There's another R that keeps sneaking in towards the end.
I have one of my followers and friends on here suffers from that, and he was we actually talked about this in the thread. He's like, I understand, but hers doesn't make sense because she doesn't suffer from that.
Yeah,
she's just
posturing.
She's let feminism make her scared, or as Satsu say, virtue signally.
Or she's making this up. Yeah, exactly.
Either way, shut the fuck up. You're stupid, woman. Which leads us to Kamala Harris.
Uh-oh.
Nearly 1 million women in the U.S. alive today have been shot or shot at by an intimate partner.
Wait, what?
We've had
1 million?
We've had too many tragedies for addressing gun violence to not be a priority.
Where's she getting those numbers?
Yeah, how did you collect that data?
I don't know.
I mean, okay, if you're talking about individual cases, like people alive today.
Yeah, alive today.
Okay, so yeah, a woman who was shot at 70 years ago, I guess counts, but
yes.
a million women have been shot at or shot by their intimate partners.
Well, I've come up with the solution to the shooting problem, y'all.
Her non-explained executive order, is that still it?
Well, no, this could be her executive order. I'm going to help her out. You could use this for your executive order, Kamala. Right now, it is illegal to shoot somebody unless they're harming you first.
Right.
It's illegal to kill somebody.
Yes.
It's illegal to brandish a firearm.
Yes.
None of this is stopping crime from happening. Here's what I propose. We make it illegal to get shot.
Oh, God, that is hilarious.
Takes care of the problem.
Yeah, that should solve it.
There we go. Now it's illegal to shoot somebody and to get shot. No more problem. Gun violence will go away.
Now, what we need is the same thing that Chris Rock suggested so many years ago: bullet control.
Yes,
raise the price of bullets to $5,000 a bullet.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Give me an actual strategy that's something that would work in any of these cases you talk about. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to say, look, yeah, maybe we have a problem. What the fuck should we do? But you can't just throw out numbers and go, we have a problem. Speaking of which, Elizabeth Warren is on my last goddamn nerve.
Uh-oh.
I think I know what you're talking about.
In several tweets today,
Uh-oh.
she referenced the maternal mortality crisis. And we talked about this on the show the other night. What maternal mortality is from the time a woman gets pregnant up until a year after she has the baby.
Okay.
If they die from anything pregnancy related,
Oh,
it's counted.
Okay. So does like postpartum depression suicide count?
That's hard to tell.
Okay. And that might have sounded like a joke or something. I'm actually curious. I don't know.
No, it's hard to tell exactly what does count. Most of it seems to be medical problems. The vast majority of it is simple hemorrhaging.
Oh, okay.
Real quick. Thank you, Frosted Glass. You know where it's safe? The kitchen. Hashtag Kevlar kitchen. There you go. But one of the possible explanations for this is that women in the United States have more cesarean sections than anywhere else in the world.
Okay.
I like a lot. And the chance of hemorrhage goes way the fuck up when you have a cesarean section.
Sure.
But Elizabeth Warren has decided she knows how to fix this problem. A problem, by the way, we don't know why it's happening. We do know that it is happening in the Black community at much higher rates than the white or the non-white, non-Black community, the other, everyone else.
Okay.
For whites, it's like at about 14%. For Hispanic, Chinese, blah, 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 everyone else, it's like 17%. And when we get to Blacks, it's like 40%. So, no, I'm sorry, not percentage. I'm sorry, those are the wrong words. It's 14 per 100,000, 17 per 100,000. The Blacks is 40 per 100,000. Ooh, those are whole different numbers.
Yes. It was like 40%. I was like, Jesus Christ,
yeah,
a million women.
I think, yeah, they're just falling in the streets. No, so, I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot when you're looking at it because it is out of 100,000. But, and yes, Maniac Man, they do think abortions help increase the rate. But again, we need science to go in and figure this out. We don't need some goddamn politician up there yelling racism, which is kind of what this cunt decided. But here, you want to hear her brilliant answer for this?
Sure.
We've done this in other areas of healthcare. Let's do it here. If providers deliver quality care to Black moms, they'll make more. If they don't, they'll make less.
What?
Wait. In regards to deaths, I'm okay.
If they treat Black moms good, they'll make more money. If they treat them bad, they'll make less money. Fuck. I don't know. This is her plan.
Okay.
But she tweeted this not once, but at least twice. And by the second time, like, bitch, stop. This, if you want to make it a political issue that this needs looked at, I am on your side because there's something wrong here, obviously. But you cannot rule out health issues. We do know whites, Blacks, and Asians, they suffer different health-related issues. Sickle cell anemia, for one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is a Black disease for all intents and purposes. There may be something we need to seriously look at in this. And when you're sitting there making it political, I know how we're going to stop it. We're going to just pay doctors differently. Fuck off. That's not what we need right now. We need to find out why it's happening. And then we can fucking fix it. We can see it's a problem, but you're trying to address a symptom rather than the fucking problem. You can't address the problem because we don't know why it's fucking happening, you silly Indian bitch.
No, she's not addressing the symptom. She's making an accusation.
Well, that's true.
I mean, it'd be one thing to say, we're seeing that healthcare providers are doing X, Y, and Z, and we need to do this. You have to actually have evidence of them doing some kind of mistreatment. Now, what the implicit accusation here is that doctors are intentionally treating Black women patients with less care than other women patients without actually saying that directly. But still, if you have some evidence of that, by all means, because there are several criminal cases we need to begin.
When we talked about this last time, which was just last week, the story that I found about this, it was about a very well-off Black lady who went to the best hospitals, best doctors, best treatment, and she just ended up bleeding out in her house.
Hey.
Yeah, she hemorrhaged 3 weeks after she had her baby, and there was nobody in her house with her, and she just. That's not a doctor's fault.
Unless they left something inside of her after the surgery, or did the stitches wrong, or missed something. I mean, there's always the possibility of malpractice, but those are tough to prove sometimes.
In a case like that, and I don't know if she had a C-section, I don't remember, but we may have a problem with people who are having C-sections getting up and doing too much too early. I mean, that happens with all kinds of surgeries. If you get up and do stuff too early, you end up tearing a stitch. And if it's an internal thing, you could bleed to death. So, I mean, just blanket, that's racism. Fuck off. This is not the time for that. This is the time to go, what is fucking happening? And this cunt, this bitch is running for president, and she's... I
actually did a TEDx talk video about something similar, where a guy told a story about this college friend of his and how he died of a blood clot. And he blamed this on racism. And then he said that the guy was 68 years old or something when it happened. And I was like, what? And he said oh, most of my college class of Black men are already dead because of medical issues. And I'm like, and this is a blood clot was racist? What?
Assassin said cesarean is a major surgery that people are forgetting. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Anytime they cut you open for anything, it's a major surgery. Let's be honest here. If they have to cut into your chest cavity for something, it's a major surgery.
That honestly, guys, that's why I was giving Weibo so much shit. She should have been resting.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just 2 little holes, but they actually cut parts of her up inside. Just sit down and rest. But here are some of the things they think might be going on. The way increased rate of cesarean sections in the U.S., abortion may be linked to it. What was the other one? Age. The age of people having babies.
Yeah.
Because the average age of people having babies in the U.S. has spiked. And there's a lot higher chance of having issues the older you get.
Is there more propensity for Black women to have kids at older ages? Or, I mean, it might be a rhetorical question. Maybe they don't know, but...
Yeah, it's another. I've been digging through the information on this. It is very hard to find.
Okay.
And even the CDC, they tell you, the information they do have is spotty at best, because everybody's not required to report this stuff.
Right.
A lot of death certificates didn't even have a little box for whether or not it was pregnancy related. A lot of them still don't. So we don't have very good details on all of it, which is why we need to get some. Weibo says, I was fine to go go-karting. No, you weren't, sweetie. You got lucky. And I'm glad you did, but stop being young and bulletproof. I'm sorry. This story, she pissed me off. She really did. This is one of the few times when I was on YouTube or on Twitter where I was actually pissed off. I'd like to. You are not helping. You are not fucking helping right now.
That's feeding into conspiracy theories, is what it is.
Oh, man.
And we know from YouTube the conspiracy theories are bad juju. So I don't understand. And she wants to be president.
Look. Again, by all means, bring attention to the problem, but let's address it properly instead of just screaming racism. Because I mean, the number being almost 3 times as high as the other demographics, there's an issue there. And you know what? Maybe it is racism, maybe. But let's actually get all of the data instead of this half-ass shit that we have. Anyway.
Accusations without evidence. I mean, you would hope that someone who was a lawyer.
This doesn't help anyone. This doesn't help the black mothers who are dying, you silly bitch.
Nope. It does not help at all.
You guys, I might rant for a bit.
You already did.
Yeah. Ed Krasenstein.
Uh-oh.
Stupid bitch that he is. He was responding to Donald Trump. And he says, it's funny how you blame the Democrats for wanting more after Republicans have been harping on Hillary Clinton after she was investigated for 6 years. Unlike you, she was exonerated.
She was what?
No, she wasn't.
Yeah. Director Comey exonerated her in a press conference. Congratulations.
He didn't even exonerate her. He still said she did what she was accused of.
Yeah, I know. But I was being facetious.
No, I get you. Yeah, his excuse was, well, she didn't know.
Yeah.
She still did it. She wasn't exonerated, you stupid bitch. However, there's nothing in the Mueller report that actually places guilt anywhere. But Ed, man, he knows. He knows. The great thing about Ed is today it's finally starting to get to him that people keep sending that meme of him and his brother as the dynamically gay duo.
Right.
Gay duo.
Mm-hmm.
It says the Krasensteins are off to fight Trump's tweets again, where he actually tweeted it out himself.
Uh-oh.
So I made sure to tweet it to each of them today.
What did he say when he tweeted it out?
Something like, look, Brian, we respond with facts and figures, unlike Trump and his followers who can only respond with this. And then he posted it.
Oh, for crying out loud.
These two have very thin skin. If you guys ever want to fuck with them, I'm not telling you to because that would be targeted harassment. But if you ever did, bring up the half-naked Mueller that they put in their children's book.
Oh, jeez.
They get so mad about that. So mad because they thought they made just like the greatest thing ever. And then everybody's like, why do you have a half-naked Mueller in your children's book? Like, it wasn't weird. Like, oh yeah, it was. Let's see. Oh, and then finally, there's some video out from the U.S. government from a drone along our border.
Uh-oh.
This shows 3 heavily armed men helping a mother and her child sneak under a section of crappy fence.
Uh-oh.
But that doesn't happen.
That's what I thought. I thought that didn't happen.
Heavily armed men?
Yeah, man. These people are carrying some big old guns.
So like they were like what, paid escorts or something?
Yeah, it kind of looks like. I'm gonna throw the link to this. Oh, this is to the tweet. Let me get the actual story. Because it's in their story and you can see the video in it. But the problem for me is that we just had that incident along the Mexican border.
Right.
And we just had Donald Trump say that can't happen again in a very Trumpian way. We're going to end up having shots fired at the border, man.
Do they know who those guys with the guns were?
No. They were able to get Border Patrol down there and pick up the mom and her son. But by the time they got there, the armed escort had already left.
I mean, I'm assuming / hoping those guys weren't government, but were like private something or other.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, it's a black and white video. It's
right.
Yeah, it looks more like it's capturing body heat kind of stuff.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of camera that is exactly, but
infrared maybe.
Yeah. So but yeah, like Satsu said, this can't be. I was told that doesn't happen. They all come through the port of entry.
Right.
But again, it actually does worry me because of the incident we just had down there. Because
Yeah, one misunderstanding and people are dead, and other things can happen. Yeah.
Yeah. We we don't need a war with. Oh, thank you. You're saying, yeah, that's infrared. Okay. We don't need a war with Mexico. Well, I mean, we'd run over them, but we don't need it, and there's no need for it.
We don't want it either. So
no, we really don't. Then the last thing, since we do have a minute, this is one I was responding to right before I did my YouTube time.
Mm-hmm.
Women's March tweeted out, Tulsi Gabbard didn't mention women of color once while answering a question about why women of color should vote for her.
Wait, what?
Tulsi Gabbard didn't mention women of color once while answering a question about why women of color should vote for her.
If someone asked her specifically about that, I guess I'd have to hear her answer. But if she was asked that specific question, why does she need to restate the subject of the question?
Because narrative is important and buzzwords are necessary.
Thank you, Satsu.
All right. Okay. Satsu, you really need to like write a book on and be a complete Poe about it, because honestly, you've got all the answers.
I figured them out, man. Like it's so fucking.
Satsu's guide to explaining this shit for Scribe.
Well, I mean, I've impersonated a social justice crusader before on Twitter, and I was taken seriously. I just repeated back some of the same kind of rhetoric I'd heard before, and somebody got really ticked off at me. They really came at me, and I was just kind of like, I was just kidding, just so you know. And like, oh, well, that was very convincing. Yeah, I know, because I've heard it so many times now.
For anybody wondering why this headline is really, really fucking stupid, Tulsi Gabbard, not a white chick. She is a people of color.
Well, even if she wasn't, the fact that she didn't, like, again, restate the subject of the question she was asked, that doesn't mean anything.
Look, man, she should have said people of color 14 times in a 15-word answer.
At least 14 times.
If she doesn't, she's racist.
I guess so.
She should have pulled a fucking Lois and was like 9/11. How are you going to help people of color? 9/11.
God, the fucking balls on these people.
They're ridiculous, man. And they know it.
Suggesting that the dark-skinned woman is racist.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Well, I don't know. Well, here's the question, Monkey. How dark is she?
Have you seen her?
I can't remember. I
have pictures of her saved on my desktop.
Wait, is this the one that you think is so hot?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. I remember her now. I remember her now. Yeah.
For no reason, he says, and then he's like,
why you say it like that, Scribe?
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe. Where's she at? No, that's Cowgirl. That ain't her. Don't ask about Cowgirl. I don't know how she got on my. This is Tulsi Gabbard. There you go, guys. It's not a white chick. I think she's Samoan or Hawaiian or something like that.
Well, she looks white to me. Like if I had to take a quick glance and then like white or black, I'd be like, that's a white lady.
White or black?
Well, either way, I still wouldn't. Nothing else but white would have come to mind. Either white or Hispanic, maybe.
That would count. But she's a hot MILF, says Mr. Monopoly. I'm not going to confirm or deny that. But what we will do is turn it over to you guys and let you guys ask us some questions, tell us some things we will do our best to pay attention to, but we'll probably come up horribly short because we are bad people. This is your time, guys. Throw it in the chat now. We'll do what's wrong with. We'll do what's wrong with.
Do what's wrong. You know, I was really impressed today when you asked, "Did I use whose correctly in this sentence?" And I was like, "Yes, you did." And you're very, very happy with yourself for that. And I was glad of it. And now you're just totally fucking that shit up.
Well, and I just read I was reading Dame Piglet in there, where it actually says, "What's wrong with these people?" That got stuck. I started reading as I was trying to a sentence.
Yeah, well, that was your first mistake, trying to read.
Yes, it was. But guys, seriously, I have never used WHOSE or WHO apostrophe S without having to look it up. before today and got it right.
Yes.
So I was proud of myself. I really was. You're not wrong.
You just have to remember the same rule that you use for its, and you'll be fine.
But see, it doesn't sound right in my head when I'm doing it though, and I don't know why. My brain just is like, you're wrong. You're wrong. Let's see. What's wrong with these people? Question of the millennia. Yeah, you're not wrong. Why do Dems have to pander to women of color and not women in general? Well, they do both.
Yeah, you have to be very strategic on where you do it, and there's a lot of factors that play into it. So there's like a checklist. It's like, okay, I'm about women of color. First, what color am I? What color is the audience? Like you gotta go down the list and figure out, is this an appropriate time to talk about this specific portion?
That's true for just about any political speech. You're pandering to your audience in some way, shape, or form. It's not inherently bad because it is politics, but yeah, it's sort of like writing a report in school. You're not writing the report about the subject, you're writing it to impress the teacher.
Yep.
Froggy asks, have you heard about the new safety feature that reduces car accidents by 40%? It's a belt attached to the headrest that secures the passenger's head to the seat and covers her mouth.
Want.
Oh, Froggy, I love you. Assassin asks, or says, no, I think we need another punitive expedition into Mexico like in 1916.
Jesus.
There's actually a great Razor Fist video on this. Talking about immigration. And he makes a very valid point. The more Mexicans, specifically Mexicans, that we let into this country, that's a whole bunch of people who are not going to be there for revolution that is desperately needed in their country. Mexico should be a fucking paradise. With the weather, the natural resources, it should be a fucking paradise. And parts of it are the parts that they let tourists go to. And the rest of it is a third world fucking country. And something needs to happen down there. I don't think we need to do it. I don't think we need to be involved in a military expedition down there at all. But their people need to rise up and go, no, this is what the fuck is going on here? Because they should be, they should be on par with us. And they're not, because their government is so goddamn corrupt, and it has been for a long, long time. Let's see. Why can't they program semi-believable live chat troll bots yet? Because I don't know. Have you ever? I've never tried to program a troll bot. Scribe, have you?
I'm not a programmer.
Satsu, you ever program?
Nope.
My guess would be that it just becomes too much of a pain in the ass to get the syntax right. Fuck you, Omar. How can you call me an anti-Semite when you support a person that called Nazis good people? Who did I support that did that? Are you talking about Sinatra? Damn it, Satsu, have you contacted Irate Bear yet about Overlord?
Oh, no, I completely forgot about that, to be honest. I need to do that. Every time, like, it still annoys me just as much as it did when it first started, that people are literally calling people Nazis, like, unironically.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it really fucks with me. I don't know why, but it's just like, y'all are like calling, like, definitive, like, these people are actual literal Nazis. And it really fucks with me, because I'm just like, man.
Well, it dilutes the actual evil of what the Nazis really were.
Yeah, like, they weren't that bad. They were just people who disagree with you, like people who had different opinions, people who wear red hats with white letters on them. That's a Nazi. It just
Nazis were fucking genocidal baby killers, and you might, in rhetoric, say someone is like that, even though you're talking nonsense, but they're not actually Nazis. I mean, it's sort of like when people were getting all on Count Dankula, and trying to charge him with criminal stuff for making fun of Nazis. It's like on the one hand, it's like, oh, well, you can't make fun of Nazis. They're somehow sacrosanct or whatever. But at the same time, you'll use that word to describe just somebody who annoys you.
That argument I told you guys about the other day where I showed the guy that Jack Dorsey actually said they have a liberal bias at Twitter.
Right.
This guy, they let actual Nazis on this site. I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
Fuck. There are no actual Nazis.
Well, somebody needs to capture that market. Like, that needs to happen. Somebody needs to make a movie of Hitler coming back.
They did modern. They did. Oh, yeah. It was called He's Back. And I think it was a Swedish movie. And it was about somehow Hitler was alive in the modern day. I never saw it, but I saw the preview for it. So
well, they need to do it for this era.
Well, it was done like 3 or 4 years ago. So
just imagine him going around trying to recruit, where it's just like he's like, I hear you're called a Nazi. Like you should join my revolution, and they fucking drop kick his ass. Like fuck you, you're Hitler. He's just like, wait a minute, I thought you were a Nazi. Like only in name. That's what they call me. Fucking 4chan people beating the shit out of him. You in the wrong hood, motherfucker.
Hitler beaten up by 4chan. That image alone is worth a awesome. Worth a sketch.
Scribe Light, do you think James from Jeopardy will surpass Ken Jennings?
Well, he's coming pretty close already. Hasn't he already won like totaling over $1 million? What was Jennings' take home eventually? Like,
oh god, no idea.
Yeah, I forget now. Now if he keeps this up, certainly, he might close out Alex Trebek's tenure there by just taking all the money away.
Monkey, in regards to Mortal Kombat 11, would you think fan rage would be justified if they remove the gory fatalities? Yeah, because that's actually what made Mortal Kombat stand out from other fighting games.
Yeah, that's the signature of anything else. That is the signature of the Mortal Kombat franchise, is the goriness and the brutality of it all.
Yeah, dude, there would be literally no reason to play Mortal Kombat at that point.
Yeah, you might as well be playing Street Fighter at that point.
Yeah, just go play Tekken. You're fine.
Yeah, there you go.
And as we said the other day, I mean, when they first came to consoles and stuff, they didn't have the gore. You had to enter a code to get the gore in it.
Yeah.
You might be able to pull out their spine, but you'd see water everywhere instead of blood.
Right. Yeah, somehow it was like sweat coming off of a torn out spine.
Yeah, it was still brutal. It was just censored brutality, essentially.
And very pixelated.
Yeah.
Scribe, have you ever thought of replying to actual TED Talks? Like, we should all be feminists, or Kimberly Crenshaw's intersectionality?
You mean like doing a TED Talk? Replying? I've left comments on TED Talks before. Is that what you mean?
I don't know. Do you usually do TEDx or?
Oh, I've done a mix.
Okay.
I usually end up at TEDx because that's where the really weird stuff is. But I've done several that were actual TED Talks in there. I don't usually differentiate them from the other. You have to kind of look at the logo on the stage. I think only a couple of times I've actually stated in the video, this is a TED Talk, not a TEDx talk. But I've done them before. Just like I say, probably not as often as TEDx.
And guys, I'm not ignoring your questions. I go in order. That's why you always hear me say "fuck it, jump," because I have to scroll back up to where I was. You can repeat your questions, but realize I am not ignoring you. I'm really not.
Okay, Monkey, can we do something real quick? Because I remember this question from before, and none of us asked it, and I am curious because I seen it, but I couldn't get to it. Ebony asked, "What is your favorite non-chocolate candy?"
Probably Starburst.
Jolly Ranchers, Apple Jolly Ranchers specifically.
Okay. The reason I wanted to answer this is because I don't know what the fuck it's called, but I do know I had it and I know I liked it. So I used to go to, I can't remember what the candy store was called, but there was these like jellies. They were like little round little jellies that you can get or whatever, and they were covered in sugar. And basically, when you ate them, essentially they would just like melt and almost turn into a liquid. And they were like the best fucking thing I ever had. And I don't know what they're called. I can't remember what store I got them from, but I'm just like, somebody must know what these are. Like, somebody has to know. And they were individually wrapped. Like, they weren't like in a bag all together. Whatever. They had their own little clear packages. But I'm like, what the fuck are these things? They're so goddamn good. But I don't know where I got them from. So if anybody knows, I'll be looking at the check.
Yeah, I don't know. I also really like jelly beans in the last like 10 years when they finally started making them different flavors, like the Starburst ones, or the Jelly Bellies are really good as long as you don't get the ones that have crap flavors in them.
Yeah.
Sad Boy says, want to hear a joke? What's better, a picture of Jesus or Jesus? The picture, because you only need one nail to hang it. Which was followed immediately by Froggy asking, why can't orphans play baseball? They don't know where home is.
I feel like we've heard that one.
How would you feel if the Vatican declared another crusade? I'd laugh. Be like, good luck.
Crusade on, yeah. I'd love to see Vatican City muster up enough people to justify having a war.
Stephen asks, does the left actually like the Krasensteins? No.
No.
A lot of people really, really, really hate them.
Or don't even know who they are.
Yeah. Go read Splinter when they talk about the Krasensteins. They fucking hate them. What do you mean an African swallow or a European swallow, Ginger? I'm not sure what you're talking about there.
That's a Monty Python joke.
Oh, okay. Froggy, are you Sheograth?
No, Froggy's a 5 foot tall redhead girl.
Yeah.
Wibbit.
Mm-hmm.
Scribe, any hard feelings yesterday about making you shield Jackbox streams on Jack Gunsky's channel every Tuesday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time?
Do I have any hard feelings?
Yes.
No, I'm straight.
What do you call a man with no arms and no legs in a bush? Russell. Mr. Monopoly asked me and you, Satsu, the question about James from Jeopardy. I haven't seen anything about that, so I have no question.
This is a guy that's been just like tearing through these shows, and he's racking up like $100,000 per game or something. He's got some kind of method, and he just like blows through that shit.
Why are people using so many question marks? Because they're not paying attention how they're supposed to do it. You know, guys, 10 is enough. We don't need 40. At 40, it's just spam. By the way, those are called chat marks.
Chat marks, silly rabbit.
Did you know the open server for 7 Days to Die is tonight and Thursday? I did, Random American, and thank you so much. Look, Random has been taking care of that for me, guys. It's all him right now. All I do is send the people the money to keep it going, but he's the one that takes care of it. So make sure you guys thank him if you're in there, and if you're not, go in and play. It's a good time. Random, what time do you open it? You open it right after the show, right? Toasted Network says, why, if you say the N-word in the hood, will they respect you? What?
That's only if you grew up in the hood, Toasted. And it ain't really respect. It's just a dialect thing where they're like, yeah, that's a part of your vocabulary because you grew up here. But I ain't never seen nobody like, oh, that white dude said the N-word. Respect. Like, no, that ain't.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen. But
that's when you hear, what?
Right. I grew up in a hood where a lot of white people used it because it was a part of it was what people said, you know?
Right. You hear it a lot, and because it's not racist at that point. I mean, it can be.
Well, yeah, of course it can be.
I've told this. We used to say it all the time, and I never used it in a racial manner, saying it as an insult to somebody.
But it was about as versatile as the word fuck. You know, yeah. Like how you can use fuck in every scenario. That's how it was. It was like it could be negative, it could be positive, it could be fucking inquisitive. Like you never know. It was just.
It's an all-purpose word. It really is.
Right.
But if you're a white person, I do not suggest just rolling up into the hood and dropping the N-bomb hoping for respect.
Unless you want to be Malibu's most wanted.
Yeah, you want to see what happens with that? Watch the first 10 minutes of Die Hard 3.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. What else do we have here? Do you think Monkey even remembers that the server still lives? I do. Absolutely.
Because you remind him every show.
Let's see, where were we? Sorry, it just jumped again. YouTube, fix your shit. By the way, I've started work on a shirt for that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it because I can't put YouTube on there. I guess I could, I really don't want to. And I can't exactly use their logo, but I think I found a way to use their logo without using their logo.
Whose logo?
So,
what are we talking about?
Tube logo.
You okay?
I can show you guys some other time. But yeah, Polly got me all excited about making shirts again. So, serious question: what do normal people call Riley J. Dennis's sexual orientation? Straight, gay, or bi?
I don't think normal people care.
Yeah.
Riley's a straight man. He's a transsexual straight man. I don't care if he likes it or not. That's what he is. He's a dude who likes to plug chicks. Who do you think is the most terrifying Dem presidential hopeful?
Terrifying? I don't find any of them terrifying off the top of my head.
I think the most dangerous one right now is Warren.
Okay. Oh, with the college thing?
No, just because she's always been kind of a Bernie kind of person, and Bernie's a commie. I don't like commies. But she's at the point now where she's just giving everything away, hoping she can get elected. And yeah, that's terrifying to me, the promises she's going to make.
After 2008, the financial crisis, where she really came to prominence, there was a lot that she said that I was really on board with when it came to oversight of the banks and the consumer oversight or whatever it's called agency, because there obviously was something wrong when you had all those mortgage-backed securities and everything, and people investing in bullshit and having their houses put up. But since that time, yeah, she's just kind of gone off the rails. So,
So do you have an answer?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Most terrifying Dem presidential candidate.
I don't consider any of them terrifying per se.
Yeah.
Did you know there was a TV movie where Alec Guinness played Hitler? Just thought it was a fun fact. I did not.
I think I knew that. Yeah.
Why would we want Al Gore in Mortal Kombat? You just heard what we said there, random. Let's see what's going on here. Lords of the Night favorite. Okay, there was Satsu's question earlier. That's how far behind I am, guys.
Yeesh.
How many Digimon movies are there, Satsu?
How the fuck would I know?
Because you're an anime nerd. You should know these things.
Yeah, whatever.
Chuckles candy, maybe, Satsu? That's what somebody suggested.
Chuckles candy.
Okay.
Satsu's not here anymore, I guess.
Who, if anyone, could take Trebek's place on Jeopardy? Well, anybody could.
Paul Rudd.
Oh, Paul Rudd on Jeopardy. I would actually watch it again.
Yeah, now, I think if they're going to replace Alex Trebek, they're going to have to get a comedian, someone with a name but isn't an A-lister. I don't think Paul Rudd could or would do it, but like when Drew Carey took over The Price is Right, something like that.
Gotcha.
I'm back, guys. I'm sorry. What happened?
Oh, that's fine. Somebody suggested that maybe your candy was called, where was that? Chuckles candy?
No, it wasn't Chuckles. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it.
Let's see. Oh, goddamn chat. YouTube, fix your shit. I'm trying to read here. If you could make any character to be added to Mortal Kombat 11, what would it be?
Mr. Rogers.
That fat sex therapist.
That fat sex therapist?
Oh, God. She was all over the... somebody did a video about her. I forget who it was. It's this chick who's telling people that diet culture is, quote, assault.
Oh, I saw that today. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to talk about the title of the stream, the whole privilege thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the president is claiming executive privilege to keep McGahn from testifying before Congress.
Oh, did he?
He's trying to.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so we're getting into the fights here. He didn't exert privilege anywhere during the investigation, but when it comes to the separation of powers, which is where privilege would come in. He's trying to exert it, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, since McGann was technically his lawyer, isn't there a attorney-client privilege to begin with, or maybe I'm?
I think he was technically the White House counsel.
Okay, does that not count the same way?
Not exactly. It's because it's not his personal lawyer. It's the White House's lawyer.
Okay.
There have been arguments about this anytime this kind of shit comes up. So
sure.
We'll see what happens with that. What most likely privilege will work, and the best they'll be able to do is maybe get his transcripts from the Mueller investigation. Maybe.
Right.
I mean, you can join us anytime, Monkey. Just saying, we miss you guys. We've actually been talking about playing again. We'll see.
My thing is, like, I like small groups. Like when I used to play back in the day or whatever, it was never any more than 4, and 4 is very optimal. 2 is, pretty good setup. 3 is decent too. But when it gets more than that, when there's so many people to do so many things, it's not as fun to me, because it's just like, yeah, I could walk around and kind of watch everybody do stuff, but everybody's got everything. Like, everybody's doing something, so it's very difficult to get into that, building mode and want to get shit done, because there's so many fucking people around to do that shit. So it's weird.
Yeah, I think 2 is optimal when it's me and you. I think 2. I think 2 could be a bitch if you have the wrong 2.
Yeah, you got somebody like fucking Bear. Oh god.
The chainsaw. Oh my god, that was so fun. Oh fuck. Lords of the Night. Why are there no votes for you guys on IMDb? IMDb. I read that right. Yes. I said the letters right. Hey.
Oh my god. Who's and IMDb in the same day, Monkey? What the fuck?
I don't know why there's no votes over there. We never answered the character to be added to Mortal Kombat 11. I'm going with Hillary Clinton.
I said Mr. Rogers.
Oh, there you go. Satsu, do you want to add somebody to Mortal Kombat?
To 11?
Sure.
I don't fucking know.
There you go.
I don't fucking The Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah, what the fuck? He's in everything else. Fuck it. Just throw him in there.
Slavenly says, game stream tonight? Not on our channel. I don't know if Jen is streaming those or not. Satsu and I now take Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays off.
Yeah, for the time being. I need to figure out something.
No, it actually works out, because, like I said, I have been wanting to be on Comic Book Curation. I will be over there after this, guys. So come check us out on Polydub's channel. We'll be talking about comic books and everything related to them, and it's going to be me, so we'll probably talk about boobs for at least a little bit. Random American, isn't it amazing how much better your base design works over Rantings and Satsu's? My base was impenetrable if somebody wasn't digging underneath it, causing the whole damn thing to collapse.
Cough. Who could that have been?
Not pointing any fingers there, Data, who asked that question. Data.
Data the fucking mole. He had a whole fucking civilization under there. Like, how the fuck did you do this?
Yeah, that base, me and Satsu lived in alone for what? Did we go to 70 days, or did we stop at 63?
I think we stopped at 63, actually. And that's funny, too, because I swear that was the exact number.
Yeah, and we had to, because the file got corrupted.
Yeah, don't remind me of that.
But, I mean, and by the last one, I mean, we weren't even doing anything. We were just like, okay, we'll shoot a couple of them. That base is awesome. Watch your mouth, mister. I can't climb a ladder. Ranting Monkey, were you a lumberjack? No.
But are you okay?
I'm okay. Well,
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day.
I don't sleep all night.
Oh.
I wish.
I
know. Satsu, why not split up into tribes? Because then and I don't like PvP games. especially in that kind of game, because it just turns into fucketry.
Yeah, if we could do something like that, like let's just say if we could play 7 Days to Die, set up like 4 teams, 4 2-man teams, and be able to like record from each group's perspective, and like to make a series or something like that, where we could do like an episodic thing, that would be cool. But not enough. We don't have enough people who have decent enough PCs to get that footage. Not only that, there's a chance that the footage could be different as far as quality goes. Like I'd love to do stuff like that, but not. And also, most of our people, like none of us, are really into PvP all that much. So
anytime you're in a PvP game like that, it just turns into griefing, and griefing annoys me.
Well, griefing was happening when it was PvE, so.
Yeah, look, we figured out we can set each other on fire. We're gonna do that for half an hour.
Yeah. So
why not Donald Sutherland to replace Alex Trebek? Because he'd probably die on the set.
Yeah, Donald Sutherland's a bit up there, and I don't know if he's quite as operational as he used to be. Have you seen him in the last couple of movies he's been in? He's looking a little frail.
He's a lot frail. Sorry, I'm getting these questions out of order because it jumped twice since I've been ranting. Monkey, do you jack off? Any weird or strange stories with it? Do I?
Monkey doesn't have to jack off. He always had women around him. He was so beautiful.
Still jacked off. It's not something I do very often anymore because of the medicine. You want a weird story? I can get hard-ons and I can't fix them because I can't feel my genitals very well.
Oh no!
I like that. Yeah, try living with that shit.
That's a funny story.
What a hilarious story, Monkey.
Yeah,
funny. Well, he asked for weird or strange.
Oh, that's true.
So, I'm laughing so hard that my chest is hurting.
I think I'm having a stroke.
A side effect is like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Because yeah, it works perfectly fine. I can't feel it. Data talking shit about the bass again. What do we got here? Damn it, chat jumped again. Cheetos or Doritos? Doritos for me.
Oh,
yeah, Doritos.
Probably Doritos overall, but I like Cheetos.
I'll tear up some Cheetos. Could you let chat know that Eve is streaming? Why you want me to tell them that somebody's streaming against me? What the hell are you trying to do? Is Donald Sutherland still in the film industry? As far as I know.
I think so. He doesn't do much these days, but occasionally.
Should Norm Macdonald replace Alex Trebek?
Oh, that would be fucking hilarious.
It would be.
Actually, it should be, what's his name? Who impersonated him on SNL. Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell should take over Jeopardy.
I actually think Norm Macdonald would be a good replacement.
He'd be good, but Norm's not looking too great lately. I don't know if he's sick or something.
Frosted Glass, thank you. The irony, Sinatra had a stroke and Monkey can't, right?
Wah, wah.
Orpheus asks, Lords of the Night, right or left-handed? I'm a righty.
Right-handed.
Satsu?
I'm right-handed. Was that the question? Oh.
Yeah, we are not children of the devil, thank you.
Scribe Light, why don't you get a private cell phone so you are not 100% obligated to answer your phone because of work stuff?
But it's my job.
He's not trying to avoid his job.
No, I can't avoid this. If I get a notice telling me that there's something wrong with what I'm responsible for, I have to respond to it. So it's not a matter of like, I've only got one cell phone and I can't dodge my work. I can't dodge my work.
Maybe he meant your house phone.
Well, I have a house phone and I have a cell phone. The house phone is the number that I give to all the stuff that's not personal. So I don't get like calls on my personal cell phone from like, I don't know, doctor's appointments and stuff like that if I don't want them there. That's the only reason I keep a landline.
What about Dennis Miller for the show? I'd watch that.
They'd never do it. ABC would never do it, but yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we end, guys, I have a very important announcement.
Oh, what you got?
Okay.
Final Fantasy just set up world visitation.
Oh my god.
So if anybody in here plays Final Fantasy 14 and are in my data center, you need to let me know because I want to play with other people now. Like everybody's always like, I'm in a different server. I can't play with you or whatever. Visitation is a thing. So if you are in a different server, I need to know which one so I can come and kick it with you.
Satsu's bored and needs friends, y'all.
I do. So lonely.
I got through all the questions for a change.
All of them?
All of them. I'm actually at the bottom, which is a great thing because we're at the end of the show.
Oh my god.
Indeed. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us, chat. Thank you for liking the stream and sharing it out. And your generosity is amazing. I can't thank you enough for that. Best audience on YouTube. It's just true. Our audience is so great. Other people come on the show and tell us how great our audience is. That's how good you guys are, and I appreciate it. Scribbles, Satsu, thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be over on Polydub's channel here in just a few minutes, and I hope to see you there. Everybody, your lives make us sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Shit, I forgot to say, tomorrow we'll be on Satsu's channel. Bye, guys.